When I was young, I wanted to become an actress because I thought that's a way if I can do storytelling. I applied, I got taken on, and then I swapped. I went to the University of Amsterdam studying film and theatre and finished off in England at the University of Bristol. And after that, I became a filmmaker, starting to understand the power of film, what it can do, how it can translate. So I made about 40 films, shorts, long, human rights issues, social issues, sports, exploring that area. Then I became the creative director of one of the public broadcasters in the Netherlands for another so many years and guided more than 250 documentaries and other programs on TV, finding even more and more what the film can do and the power of film to unmute yourself, inspire, and influence other people. Now I'm artistic director of the Human Rights Film Festival Movies That Matter, and that's an honor. I'm going to talk you through what film can do with you. Can film unmute you, change minds, and open hearts? You have to take in account that we see here before lunch more images than people saw a century ago. So if we have all these images in our heads, social media, wherever you go, how do we detect what we want? How do we unmute ourselves to certain areas? In my opinion, the way I do it, and I'm going to talk you through, is that you have to soul search in yourself. And then it's this picture. I wrote this down many years ago, and the interpretation changes over time. Every time, it's different. And here's the first one, the stranger in my house. If I want to unmute myself to unknown worlds, I have to embrace the unknown. If I do not embrace the unknown, then I stay in my own bubble and I will not be able to change or reach out. So to me, I always, when I choose a film now, in the past, guide a film, made a film, I always have to think and embrace the stranger in my house. It's a nice day to live. It's a real soul-searching one. Because in life, you encounter difficulties. When the films I work with, it's Me Too, it's wars, it's genocides, it's a lot of negative things. The world is at fire, as we know right now. And I myself have been extremely ill. And what I always did, every day, without exception, to think it's a nice day to live. To find the lights in the cracks. And I did it with a lot of humor. And if you do that, you can encounter so many people, you can unmute so many people. So that's what something for me is very important. Light in the cracks and a lot of humor, and then tell your story. And then there's another one, To Forgive or to Take Revenge. It's always a choice, by Archbishop from South Africa, Desmond Tutu. If I want to understand your world, I have to overtake my own prejudices, maybe. I have to overtake things in order to understand you. Don't look away, but talk to you. Just don't take hate, don't take revenge. Don't go on the revenge side, but try to communicate. And with the sort of films I select and work with, we try to do this. And that's from a Danish philosopher, I am because you are. It's very clear. I'm a nobody without having interest in you and who you are. Then what we do is in festivals, film festivals, we try to show films and then have Q&As, panels, talk, unmute. We do it in educational programs. A lot of films are being shown in schools and so on to make them understand. And what is very interesting, there's been a research by the University of Rotterdam saying that bring children to the cinema. They can engage with a world they do not know. And then that changes for the better, which is incredible. And we as well, we support film festivals from all over the world. Here, it's very easy to organize a human rights film festival. It's not in many other countries. It's not so easy at all, because there's censorship, there's financial problems, or whatever reasons. So we should be solidar with them as well, so they can unmute in their world and have these talks. So that's very important. So that's what we do. And I could, to be honest, I could talk for another 10 hours about films and how films have changed the world and how film and then impact has engaged so many people, reached so many people. But today, I take two. This film, Writing with Fire, it's a film about a rural area in India. It's about a women journalist. And what they learned to do is that we can't only write, we need mobile phones. For them, that was totally new to use. And show what's going on in society. It's a very male-dominated society where they live in this area. So for women to do so, it's incredible how they used film as a tool and opened up worlds which were unknown of. But what happened? That society as well. In India, there's a huge censorship. The film went to the Oscars, been shown all over the world. But as for now, not yet in India. That's also the power of film. That's a form of impact that's been shown everywhere and maybe one day in India. The filmmakers are really, really strongly hoping it will happen. But it's incredible that they made the film and for the international audience to see so what's going on in a rural area in India. And then I'm going to take you to another film. It's called Shadow Game. It's about the subject. I think a lot of you here in the room would like to mute on this one. Again, asylum seekers. Yes, refugees again. The way this film is made, it's about youngsters fled from Syria, Afghanistan, all walk for 3, 4, 5 years, crossing borders. That's what they call the game. In order, in the end of the day, end up here and in Belgium. And what the filmmakers did, it was a 1.5 hour documentary where they followed the boys, and when it got too dangerous, they picked up the mobile phones and showed us a world we did not know with any political implication, just showing how their life has been for 3 years. And this is one of the best examples how film and impact come together. There's a 1.5 hour film, there's a half-hour film. The main characters in the film showed us little TikTok films during the way. A Dutch very famous singer wrote a lyric on them. And what they then did, they took the films to AZC, asylum seeker centers, to festivals, to the Dutch politics, and even to Brussels. And you know what they then did? On a huge building, as you might know or not, they're working over 5, 6, 7,000 people. They showed it outside. So everybody who walked in or out would see the image of this film and could have a conversation about it and talk about it. And then that's really I think the biggest strength. And even after that, they were invited to show the film in Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. One of the main characters was in the plane looking down. That took me 3 years, and it's now a 1.5 hour flight. Only that realization, and then showing it in parliament in different countries in the world, it's incredible what film can do on that level. So, film. Images for you are thrown into this world 24/7. Detect, unravel, process, think about it. Go to the unknown, go out of your bubble, and hopefully unmute yourselves, and that this world, I'm an idealist, can become a little bit of a better place. Thank you very much.